It's a very good afternoon, Maskarase Maswarase Masquerase. So, President Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, who is in Saudi Arabia, has defended his position on the appointment of General Valerio Sibanda. So, let us take a look on what Snowball Tongogara said. He said the president clarified General Sibanda's appointment and his role in an interview with ZBC News on the sidelines of the Saudi Africa Summit in Riyadh this Friday. And in quotes, he said, well, people are mistaken that General Sibanda is a civil servant. He is not a civil servant. Second point, he is an ex-official member, which means he cannot vote in the Politburo, and I, as the president, can appoint anyone. I don't know who gets offended by his appointment. He cannot vote but can contribute, he explained. I'm going to take a look onto this statement, which is right here in quotes, because these are spoken words of President Emerson Mnangagwa, according to Snowball Tongogara, a ZANU-PF Murakashi. Number one, he says General Sibanda is not a civil servant. They say people mistake General Sibanda as a civil servant. He's not a civil servant. Okay. What is a commander defense forces? Is he not a soldier? Because for you to rise up to the rank of becoming a commander defense forces, you must be an army general. And for you to be an army general, you rise through the ranks from being a general soldier up until you get to the top. General Sibanda is an employee of the government of the Republic of Zimbabwe and is getting a salary from the government of the Republic of Zimbabwe and does have a pay slip from the government. He's a civil servant. No matter how they will try to deny this, he is a civil servant. He, Mnangagwa, is a civil servant. He is the first civil servant. He's the senior civil servant. And his duty and role is to make sure that other civil servants down there are performing well. So this is the reason why we are in trouble, because these people who are in the civil service, they deny being part of the civil service. Being a military commander does not mean that you are not a civil servant. So I find this difficult to understand. However, whether a civil servant or not, the Constitution says those in the security forces cannot be members of any political party, cannot join any political party, or take activity in any political parties, or help or assist political parties in whatever way. Which means, if he is saying that his duty is to just contribute and not to vote, you are assisting ZANU-PF. Yet you are a member of the security sector. That is a direct breach of the Constitution. It doesn't need the Sangoma. No matter how you try to defend yourself, you will not win. You will remain out of the Constitution. You will remain against the Constitution and the laws. This is illegal. This is unlawful. This is unconstitutional. No matter how they debate it, no matter how they deny it, it is what it is. So, secondly, they say the president can appoint anyone. Anyone from where? From the people who are civilians, not who are in the service. There are so many civilians out there to appoint. If General wants to be part of ZANU-PF, it is his right after retirement. He can retire and choose to participate in politics. I will give you an example. Teachers were fired from service simply because they participated in the just ended elections and they were fired. Simply because they participated in the elections, they were fired. What about the general? Is it because he's so powerful and untouchable? If we were to apply the laws equally, General Sibanda would be an ex-member right now. So I believe that those in power, they must be guided by the Constitution. That is the reason why we have that document. That document is the guideline. It carries the do's and the don'ts of those in leadership. It gives them guidelines on how to govern, on how to bring justice, on how to bring equality, on how to deliver services. Those are the guidelines. On how to protect the nation. All those issues are very important. So these leaders, they've disregarded the constitution to an extent where they bastardize everything in the name of doing whatever they want. You cannot say, I can appoint anyone. The president being the president, you are not given absolute rights to appoint anybody and anyone anyway. You have to follow the constitution. You have to follow the dictates of the constitution. Yes, you might be the appointing authority, but not to your political party, not to your political organization. One day your party will be in the opposition. What will happen if those in the opposition decide who are in the opposition today gets into power and decide to use the same? Or will General Valerio Sibanda accept an appointment by CCC? What happens if President Nelson Chamisa comes and announces that he has appointed Valerio Sibanda, the general, to any position within the CCC or to the NEC of CCC? What will happen? How are you going to address that? Because General Valerio Sibanda is not allowed to be a member of any political party. That is the law. So since you can appoint anyone, what happens if Nelson Chamisa appoints him to the NEC of CCC and without the voting rights but with the contributing rights? So if you are to be honest, you will see that the responses you are going to get will tell you the truth about what is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. Will tell you the truth about how the leaders of this government are not sincere and they do not care about the people of Zimbabwe, and they care about themselves. They care about whatever which makes them happy, not which makes the country move forward and go forward. We are where we are because of the abuse of the laws, the abuse of the constitution in the nation of Zimbabwe. And it's wrong. So I don't know, guys, what you think. I believe that you have to talk in the comment section and understand. What do you think about what President Emerson Mnangagwa said, which is right here onto the screen? Let us have this discussion so that we are able to solve this puzzle.